You're making me think about how to talk to men differently. I always thought it was more they were just scared, but it's more how they see themselves.
If we look good, then we might feel as though that we're good on the inside, and often that's not the case.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, Bertram. We haven't been together for a while. I kind of wanted to check in with you. I have been in cardiology probably 33 years. I've worked with patients a long time. So I kind of wanted to talk to you a little bit because I know that the Y is interested in heart health. First of all, you need to know certain things. So I want you to be aware of yourself.
Yes.
When you're looking at your family history, you want to know what your brothers and sisters, what sort of health problems they have. You also want to look at what your parents had. Now, sometimes people don't have access to that information. Mm-hmm. You do the best you can. The other thing is you want to know your numbers. And what numbers specifically am I talking about? Well, you want to know what your cholesterol numbers are. You want to know what your hemoglobin A1C is. And that'll sort of tell us about how much sugar is in your blood. So it's kind of a marker for diabetes. Everybody should get their blood pressure taken in both arms. Make sure it's the right size cuff. So do you have a blood pressure cuff at home? Or?
I do. Yes.
Okay, does it fit that bicep? I noticed you have a bicep there. So you have to make sure it's the right size. Mm-hmm. The other thing I will mention with blood pressure, what does that mean to you when someone says, oh, you have high blood pressure?
Eventually, I might have a heart attack. That's what it says to me when someone says I have high blood pressure.
Okay, I appreciate that. You know the fire hydrants?
Yes.
Okay, so if you hook up a green water hose to a fire hydrant, what's going to happen?
It's going to explode.
Okay, so think of the green water hose has 3 layers like an artery. So if you chronically are trying to hook up this green water hose to the fire hydrant, it's going to blow out. Mm-hmm. Stroke, kidneys.
Okay.
So we don't want to do that. So it's important that you know what your blood pressure is.
That makes a lot of sense. Most recently, I've gotten my blood pressure taken on a couple occasions.
Okay.
And it came back that it was a little high. I went to the allergy doctor.
Okay.
So the nurse practitioner asked, well, what medicines are you taking to manage your allergies? I said, Zyrtec D. And she's like, well, did you know Zyrtec D could contribute to having high blood pressure? I was like, absolutely not.
I love that the nurse practitioner said, hey, what medicines are you taking?
Yes.
And then what vitamins, that a lot of people are on a lot of different things that they take. So how long have you been off of that stuff?
2 weeks.
Is your blood pressure lower?
It's lower. And the D was like a crutch, the Zyrtec D. It was the only way that I thought I could survive my allergies.
Yeah, it's interesting how you get this mind, body, soul connection. You're like, I really need that.
Yes.
I think the same thing happens with caffeine with folks because I was able to go to decaf. Decaf still has caffeine, but I don't need to have a cup of coffee. And then what are you doing? What kind of habits do you have? A lot of times when patients come in the office, I tell them it's not a confessional, but tell me how much you're drinking. Mm-hmm. Understand your stress and then find ways to deal with it. Going for walks, maybe in the morning before you get started, or you eat lunch and then go for a walk. Try to fit in activity. Some people think they handle stress really well, and then their blood pressure is 220 over 110. So
wow.
Yoga's good. There's all sorts of things. Music. For folks that can't get into exercise.
That's one of my music.
Yeah, the music helps, right?
Yes.
I think it's important to know if you have symptoms. A lot of times folks aren't aware of symptoms and they consider it a new normal. Well, I'm 60. I just turned 60 yesterday. But
happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
I think with men, most of the time we probably focus on, this is a very broad perspective, is the physicality that you can see outward. It's not always the internal issues that are happening. So the biceps and abs and stuff like that.
Oh, how you look.
How we look.
Okay,
so
got it.
Men can be a little vain.
Right.
And you're looking at how you look instead of what's happening internal. And sometimes if we look good, then we might feel as though that we're good on the inside. And often that's not the case.
You're making me think about how to talk to men differently. I always thought it was more they were just scared, but it's more how they see themselves. If I look good, then everything's got to be okay.
Everything's got to be okay. And looking good physically doesn't equate to being healthy. Part of doing this health seeker journey and having these dialogues and recording them is to help our general members and our general community recognize the importance of health, obviously.
Yeah.
But also that people like myself, who may be a CEO who have a busy schedule, that I got to do better of taking advantage of some of the things I have in front of me, but also taking care of myself, right?
Right.
I think sometimes folks believe that they can't ask questions, or I'm so busy I can't go to the doctor, or I don't want to have those conversations because of fear. And talking about men in particular, it's the understanding and recognizing that as we age and get older, we can still maintain our strength, but does it have to be just physically? It should be physical, internal, as well as mental, mind, body, spirit, using YMCA terminology.
I like that. Well, I think it's great you're on this health journey. All right, questions, comments, concerns?
None. I'm good. Thank you.